On the world news this hour, Buhari arrives for commissioning Dangote refinery. Court rejects request for live coverage of petitions against Tinubu. Protesters storm presidential election petition tribunal in Abuja. Why Akpabio will not be elected Senate President, Bwala. On sports, under 20 World Cup, Flying Eagles must step up their game. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived for the commissioning of the Dangote refinery situated at the Ibeju-Lekki area of Lagos. The president was received by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, accompanied by the president, CEO, Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote. 5 African presidents are expected to attend the inauguration of Dangote refinery alongside President Buhari today, ongoing. The dignitaries are President Eyadema of Togo, President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, President Macky Sall of Senegal, President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic, and President Mohamed Deby of Chad. Others are President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, who will deliver a goodwill message virtually, among his other host of ambassadors. The historic event will also be graced by all the 36 state governors and most the governors-elect, ministers, senators, and captains of industries in Nigeria and outside. Going on to the next story. The Justice Arunas Amani-led 5-member panel dismissed as lacking in merit the application which was brought before it by the 2 major candidates that are challenging the outcome of the presidential election that held on February 25th. The court held that no regulatory framework or policy direction permitted it to grant such application. It held that allowing cameras in the courtroom is a major judicial policy that must be supported by the law. The court can only be guided and act in accordance with the practice directions and procedures approved by the President of the Court of Appeal. We cannot permit a situation that may lead to dramatization of our proceedings, Justice Amani held. Besides, the court held that the request was not part of any relief in the petition before it, saying it was merely hinged on sentimental claim that it would benefit the electorate. It maintained that the petition has failed to establish how televising the proceedings would advance their case, adding that such live broadcast would not have any utilitarian value to add to the determination of the petitions. Going on to the next story. Hundreds of protesters have stormed the Court of Appeal premises in Abuja, where the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is sitting. The protesting Nigerians will display placards with various inscriptions demanding justice and the return of the mandate stolen during the February 25th presidential election. Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress was declared the winner of the 2023 presidential election, but his victory is being challenged at the tribunal by some parties and their candidates. Some of the inscriptions read, "INEC let Nigeria win. Nigerians not for sale. We fight for justice. Hashtag, a fraudulent election cannot produce a credible leader. President Muhammadu Buhari. Hashtag, keep your promise. Hashtag, occupy INEC now. We stand for justice. We fight for a new Nigeria. And Buhari, Mr. Integrity, sack Mahmoud now." The protesters, who were said to be under the platform of Ash Free Nigeria movement, reportedly wanting chanting slogans advocating for justice and transparency in the legal process at the tribunal. The convener of the group, Dr. Moses Paul, while addressing the supporters, claimed that the group does not support any political party but stands in solidarity with the people of Nigeria in defense of justice and good governance. to the next story. An aide of Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the just concluded February 25th election, Daniel Bwala, has claimed that Gospel Akpabio would not be elected as Senate President. Bwala gave this hint on Monday in a post via his Twitter handle. Newsmen recalled that Akpabio, a former Akwa Ibom State governor, had been penciled down by his party, the All Progressive Congress APC, to become the Senator President. He is currently facing opposition from the likes of Senators Ali Ndume, Orji Uzor Kalu, Jibrin Barau, amongst others. However, Bwala claimed that the cloud gathering against his aspiration is heavy and thick. Going to the next story. The absence of Justice Ian Eko of the Abuja Division of the Federal High Court on Monday stalled the hearing of a suit filed by Governor-elect Peter Umba against the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Mr. Eko was said to be on official assignment. Mr. Umba had sued the NYSC and its Director of Corps Certification, Ibrahim Mohammed, for publishing a disclaimer denying the issuance of a discharge certificate issued on him on January 6, 2003. Mr. Eko had on May 15 restrained the NYSC, Mr. Mohammed, and any other of their agents from engaging in such publication, pending the hearing and determination of a substantive matter. The order followed an ex parte motion moved by Mr. Umba's counsel, Emeka Ozwani. The judge, however, did not grant prior to of the motion on the ground that it was said to be far-reaching. He said the second prayer was an issue to be adjudicated upon in the substantive units and suits. Instead, Mr. Eko ordered that the defendants be put on notice. The judge, who directed the plaintiff to serve the defendant with court processes within 2 days of the order, fixed Monday for a hearing, but the court could not and did not sit, and the matter, number 14 on the court list, was adjourned until May 31st for a hearing of the motion on notice. Members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities have re-elected Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, unopposed as their national president, to steer the affairs of the union for another 2 years. The union members also re-elected Chris Piwuna, a consultant psychiatrist and associate professor in the College of Medicine, University of Jos, as vice president. They were re-elected during their 22nd National Delegate Conference of ASUU, which was hosted by the University of Jos, Plateau State, between May 19 and 21, 2023. Other national officers of ASUU who were also re-elected during the conference include Professor C.G. Showande, Treasurer, Professor Ade Adejumo, Financial Secretary, Dr. Austin Sado, Investment Secretary, Dr. Adamu Babayo, Internal Auditor, and Dr. Aisha Bawa, who replaced Dr. Stella Maris Oke as the Welfare Secretary. From that story, we'll go to Oyo State. At least 11 people, including a pregnant woman, children, and others have been killed, and about 300 houses burned in a renewed communal clash in Igono, Oyo State. Leadership learned that 9 people were hospitalized in undisclosed hospitals as a result of the crisis that engulfed the area. It was gathered that the invasion of the Edas settlement in the area was a premeditated attack that left many killed and property destroyed. Igono is a community in Iwajowa local government area of Oyo State and a 30-minute drive from Iseyin in the Okiogun area of the state, with its traditional institution headed by the Sabigano of Igano land, Oba Aziz Soliu Oyemola, the permanent chairman of Iwajowa Local Government Traditional Council and a permanent member of Oyo State Council of Obas. The source said 11 elders, including a pregnant woman in labor, and children were killed in the attack, during which 300 of their houses were also burned down. When contacted, the Oyo State Commissioner of Police simply said, please call the PRO to speak to on it. And to that story from the entertainment world. Veteran actor known in Yoruba movie circles, Prince Adewale Adeyemo, is dead. This is coming while the movie industry is still mourning the death of their colleagues, Saint Obi and Murphy Afolabi, the latter whose death a court bench made Sunday in Lagos. Adeyemo is said to have battled different ailments since 2021 and was said to have gotten the attention of billionaire businessman Otumba Mike Adenuga, who bankrolled the surgery that the actor underwent. He later succumbed to the cold hands of death on Monday morning. Baba Igbomina, as he was fondly called because of his roots in Kwara State, had been in the movie industry for more than 3 decades. He was known for his humorous character. From that story, we'll go to the foreign story. The United Kingdom government is set to announce restrictions that will most likely stop Nigerian students and other nationalities studying in the country from bringing their families over. Information gathered that the restrictions will be announced this week by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, following report that net migration into the UK has skyrocketed to 1 million. Speaking in an interview with The Sun UK, a Tory member of the parliament said that the restriction will see all master's students and many other postgraduate students banned from bringing family over. However, the lawmaker stated that the ban will not apply to PhD students whose courses usually last between 3 and 5 years and are very highly skilled. The newspaper stated that Tory members of parliament had asked Prime Minister Sunak to get a grip on the net migration into the UK has reached 1 million. And to end the world news is the sport news. Former Super Eagles winger Garba Lawal has told the Flying Eagles to step up their game and the standard of the game if they are to beat Italy in the second group game of the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Recall that Nigeria defeated Dominican Republic 2-1 on Sunday in their opening game, while Italy edged Brazil 3-2 as well. The Flying Eagles will clash with Italy on Wednesday in a game that could determine which team qualified first in the group. However, in a chat with CompleteSport.com, Lawal advised the Flying Eagles to up their games and skills and to attack the Italians as soon as possible. I watched the Flying Eagles 2-1 win over Dominican Republic, and I was unhappy that the team failed to score more than 2 goals. With that story, we end the world news this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. Buhari arrives for commissioning of Dangote refinery. Court rejects requests to live coverage of petitions against Tinubu. Protesters storm presidential election petition tribunal in Abuja. Why Akpabio will not be Senate's president, voila. And on sport, Flying Eagles must step up their games. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement, security services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. Thank you for watching. I am Møùrns Rabila Lawal.